got a couple different things that we get to try today. The first is the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy Concealer. I feel like everyone and their mother has tried it before, and I have not. And the next is a foundation brush from BK Beauty, because I have legitimately never used brushes for my foundation or my concealer before. So we get to try that today. That's fantastic. I've done my skin prep, I've done my color corrector, and next is my concealer. I do my concealer before my foundation, always have, probably always will. Actually, can't say that because techniques change all the time. And I go in and I kind of let it sit for a little bit. I got the shade 12B, it's fair beige, because my skin is fair, kind of pink, and I needed a cool toned. And lately, every concealer that I have tried recently has been very warm. Including the Tarte concealer. I used the Tarte one, I got sent it, and it felt amazing, and I love it, and I do in fact use it, even though it's not the right color for me. But it's just yellow. It said I thought it was gonna be a cool tone shade, and it's yellow. Why is everything yellow? My skin has been super angry lately, if you couldn't tell from all of the concealer I put on the side. So makeup might not be the best option for me today, but I don't really care. I want to do it. I want to have fun. I think we're just going to do something simple. Nash and I are going to Medieval Times. That was one of my Christmas presents to him because he's never been. So, I don't know. We're looking cute. So you can see that I didn't fully blend it all the way out, just making the product really, really thin. And then I'm gonna let it sit there for a bit, and then before I set it with powder, I'll go in and blend it one last time. Just putting concealer all over my nose at this point. And then of course I bring any sort of excess product from my blender up onto my eyelid, just as my eyelid prep. And I do actually prefer to set my eyelids before I do any sort of shadow or powder. I think setting it first gives me a nice base, a nice foundation for it. I know some people will put their powder right on top of their concealer, their eyeshadow right on top of the concealer, because it's supposed to stick more. I don't know if it makes it more vibrant, but I don't know. I just always find I have creasing problems when I do that. All right, this is the Moment of Truth. I have my foundation. I use the L'Oreal True Match in shade C2 at the recommendation of Miss Shelby Ann, because lately I've been trusting her with my life. Not to say I didn't already know how to do makeup, but just product recs. Okay, first off, this brush is so soft. I am like terrified that I'm gonna ruin it by putting product in it. But the one thing I do know about brushes is that you kind of want to work it into the brush first, because dirty brushes work better. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just correct me if I'm wrong. If you know better than I do, let me know. Okay. She's in there. All over my hand now. And we're just gonna go ahead and buff it in. I don't want to smear it, I know that. See, I know some things, just never use them. I've watched a lot of videos and I've listened to a lot of people, and there are some people prefer brushes, some people prefer blenders, obviously. Lately I've always been partial to blenders, but that's also because I've never tried using a brush, or the brushes that I have tried have been very streaky and like doesn't blend in. And so I just assumed all brushes were like that, which is clearly incorrect. It really does just make me feel that my thought process about wanting some higher end brushes, some good quality ones, would really change how my makeup looks. See, and I even think, I feel like the brush has spread it out a lot more, where I think I have too much product. I think I grabbed too much. which is wild because that's the amount that I always use. I always use like a pump and a half. Ooh. Straight hair. It's new. That's okay. Hopefully that's not gonna stay. Hopefully that's not gonna be normal to lose hairs. Okay, and then what I will say is that I am gonna go in with my beauty blender. Not because this didn't do a great job, but right now it feels like it's just on top of my skin, and I know my beauty blender is gonna put it into my skin. Take whatever's left over from my hand. It feels so beautiful. Oh my god. Okay. See, you can see I'm creasing underneath my eyes. That's because I left some of that extra product from the concealer underneath there. I will go in and fix that. But first, I'm gonna go in with my blush and my contour. We're doing a full face today just because it's fun, because why wouldn't we? And again, I like to go in with the hollows of my cheeks. I don't like to do anything extra, just really emphasize the natural curves and planes. And then I always put some up on my eyelid, right above, for natural shadows from the brow bone. And then I go in and do a little bit of nose contour. And I'll probably end up having to tone it down a little bit, even though that doesn't look like a lot, it will be a lot. Next is my cream blush. I use the Pixie on the Glow in the shade Fleur. It is my absolute favorite. It's like the nice, soft baby pink, which was exactly what I was looking for. I spent so long looking for it, couldn't find it. It was right under my nose the whole time. I clearly put my blush up on my cheekbones, and I also pull it down at this diagonal. I saw it somewhere because it was like an old 50s, 60s like magazine thing, when people were like teaching others from women's magazines on how to do makeup. And it was for round faces. And I realized once I was looking at it that my natural flush, when my cheeks get really red, because I do think I have a little bit of rosacea, so my face is just always red, it follows this little curved pattern. So it feels very natural to me. So we've been rolling with it. I've been liking it. Not quite that boyfriend blush look, because that's just like the vertical. But my whole face gets red, so I don't know. Now we are going back in with my beauty blender because it's my time to set my face. So I'm gonna go in and try and work out these creases, blend it out a little bit further. I also like to do this part last, or before I set, just because we just put on the blush, we put on the contour, and I want to make sure that it's all blended seamlessly together. So this one kind of pulls down some more products, blends that top of my blush into my concealer. And we are looking beautiful. We are going to set. I use the Kimchi Chic Puff Puff Pass powder. I got it on sale, I think last year around Thanksgiving for like, I don't know, $9, and I could not resist because I desperately wanted to try it. So I got it. Now, what I've been doing lately is working powder into a little eyeshadow brush and then putting it under my eyes, because I noticed I would get a lot of like buildup and break in my makeup between the powder and the creams right along my cheeks. And I think it was because I was putting way too much powder, because your girl goes hard. I put as much powder as I can because I get greasy. And I don't want to be greasy. So the more powder I put on, later, it looks like a natural glow. But if I don't put enough powder on, I look slick.
You killed him.
Oh shit, it's a wrap. I do the same thing on my eyelids, right? I told you earlier that I use this as a little base for my eyeshadow. And we're not gonna go too heavy on anything today. I don't even feel like really doing a wing. Just something really natural. And I think that's just because I'm feeling very dainty and soft. And the color of my shirt is very soft, so. Now it's time for the actual puff. Work it into the puff. And this is where I just dab quite literally everywhere. Everywhere that I have foundation and concealer. Whole thing. Whole thing needs to be set. Hence why I was getting a lot of buildup. Because I was doing a bake underneath my eye and then putting more. Oh my god, it was so bad. For the rest of the powders, I'm going to go in with a little bit of powder contour. I don't use bronzer, like ever. Sometimes in the summer I will, just because I'll have a nice soft tan and I'll do like a really light one. But who are we kidding? In the summer I burn. I don't tan. Why on earth am I using bronzer in the summer? You know what I mean? So I prefer contour because I'm naturally very cool tones. And bronzer just tends to look weird on me. Like, it doesn't look natural. I look very out of place. Hence also why I don't fake tan, because it just doesn't look good. It's not for me. I've learned to embrace the paleness, right? Embrace the pale. So I go in with powder contour. Just re-emphasize what I put on there. My skin is feeling a bit dry. It's been so cold. Has not been good. Now, the other week, I broke this. It was devastating. But I tried to fix it. I found a video where, look at that. It's beautiful. Found a video of someone like putting all the powder into a bag, smashing it all up to make sure they get all the little tiny bits in there, and then clean it out, put it all in there, put rubbing alcohol on it and smushed it down and then let it dry for about 24 hours, and it's supposed to work again. And that's where we're at. I've used it once since, and I think it still works really well. I mean, rubbing alcohol is sterilized, right? It's clean. As long as you're using clean products and wiping everything down, it shouldn't be like contaminated, I think. And it's still going on really well, right? I'm also just following that same V shape, sideways V, the greater than symbol to my ear. Follow that same shape that I did with my creams. And then I'll put some on my eyelids, put some on my nose. Sometimes I do my forehead. In the summer, I really do my forehead because, again, I get burned. I don't tan, I burn. I think that was even a little too much. See, this just tells me that the powder still works. So I fixed it. So in case you were, like, wondering how to fix your powder so you don't have to throw it out, now you know. Clean it out, put it back in, smush it in there, smush it in with rubbing alcohol and a cotton pad. You're good to go. I got my ColourPop Petals on Point palette. I'm going in with the Grand Finale shade. It's like this really nice, dusty, rosy pink. Very natural, very soft. And I'm just going to put that above my lid, just underneath that brow bone. And I'm also going to go in with this brown. It's a little bit sparkly. It's called Encore. It's so cute. And we're going light. We are going light. We're just trying to put in a little more definition. See, already too much. I did this to myself. We're going back and forth, trying to put it into my crease. I have some hooded eyes. They're not crazy hooded, but hooded enough that it makes some things complicated, where I can't, like, if I do a cut crease for something, it has to be a specific placement, and it has to be above my actual crease, because it disappears, right? That's what happens with hooded eyes. So I'm making sure that I'm putting this color above my crease, and in it, but above my crease. That way you can actually see it. And I'm going to put a lighter shade on my lid, just to finish it off. Okay, I've got the shade Lace Me Up It's right there. It's that really, really light baby pink. We're just gonna dust this all along the lid. Bring back in that brightness. We're really trying to emphasize this lavender shade. Because why wouldn't we? Guys, I lied. I'm actually gonna go in with my brown eyeliner pencil. This one's from Essence. And I'm just going in and, oh my god, if I could even do it. I don't think I can. Okay, so I'm putting it on my waterline. I'm not even trying to do my waterline. I'm trying to emphasize my lashes. Right on the edge. Ooh, lordy. I did the right one perfectly fine. The left one is not my friend. I just think with all the soft pale colors, I need a little bit more definition. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. I'm gonna do like a really soft baby wing and smudge this out. So I'm taking where my eyelids come together, my waterlines come together, okay? And I'm gonna follow my lower lash line. See how it goes up? I'm gonna follow that. Just soft, just soft, just soft. Not a lot.
Keep it XP.
That's
XP per kill.
That's it, just a little dot.
Oh, you got it.
Little dot. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side, because I might as well keep repeating myself, because that's what I'm doing here. Okay, just a little dot. Little dot. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit right here. Just the outer edge. Okay, I don't even know if that's gonna stay, because that was unintentionally on my waterline. It's not really what I wanted. Lash line. Okay. See, definition, bringing it back. I'm gonna take this really, really, really tiny brush, and I'm gonna try to flick it out. So we go here. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Soften that up. This always happens. The left one is never as sharp. It drives me nuts. Just like that. Okay, and I do actually need to go back in with a little bit of powder so I can set that in. Otherwise, she's gonna budge. We gotta go in. That's the only downside about pencil liner. That's not the palette I wanted. It's the only downside I feel about pencil liner is that when you first, if I do a big one, if I do a big wing with it, it's gonna stay and it's gonna set in place all by itself. But when I do something soft, really small, and it's right by my eye, like right by the waterline, it always comes off. It's not even meant to be in the waterline, it just always comes off. I just went back in with the Encore shade. Yeah, the Encore brown shade. Because that was also a really soft brown. Yeah, see that? Really softened it up. Okay, again, I'm going in right on the edge, setting that in place. And I am pulling it down a little bit onto my lid, just kind of diffusing it a little bit. And of course, going in and putting a little bit on the lower line. Yeah. Really soft, really soft. And it's gonna look great with the mascara. It's gonna fit right in. It's just gonna add a little bit of definition on the outside. Not to not for like looking like I have a wing, but it just makes the outside lashes look a lot thicker. I keep staring at this brush. I really like it.
Because you give them 10 minutes.
Kind of sad I had to make it dirty because it's so soft. The texture is heaven. Next up would be getting a concealer brush to try concealer with it to see if I like that. I feel like I might. It's possible. There is potential for it. And yeah, I'm nervous that I put too much blush on. How do you guys feel? What am I talking about? You can't respond to me in real time. I went to curl my lashes and then I realized I completely forgot to even do my eyebrows. My eyebrows are never something I remember. Like, I mean, I always remember to do them, but I don't remember at any point during my routine that I was supposed to do my eyebrows, right? So mascara is basically my last step aside from doing my lips. I never remember. Like, I can't consistently put my eyebrows somewhere in my routine. I brush them up, and then, so I brush the front up, and then I brush the corner and back, or corner and ends up at a diagonal instead. Get more product on there. And then once they're in the position I want, I go up top and just kind of flatten out the long hairs. Peanut butter jelly the long way. Yeah, just like that. So I did one eye. I used the Tarte tubing mascara, the Tartelette tubing mascara. It's my favorite. They actually sent me this one, but a couple years ago I had bought the Tarte tubing mascara on sale for like $9. I was so excited. And then it was around Thanksgiving, so it was a Black Friday sale. And then they didn't have it on sale the following year, so I went and I bought their Man-Eater because that was on sale. I liked that one, but I loved the tubing. And then this year, they ended up sending it to me, so I was beyond ecstatic because I absolutely love it. I want to get the brown one as well because I think, like, especially with a look like this, a brown mascara would look so pretty. Because sometimes black's just a little too harsh. You know what I mean? Not mean? Okay, and then I gotta do my second coat on the left. With tubing mascara, you do kind of want to go a little bit faster. I don't mean fast as in like, oh my god, I gotta do this right now, but you don't really want to let it dry because it creates that casing. So like, I will do my second coat right away as opposed to going back and forth between my eyes. And then notice that I am taking my edges of my lashes, the ends, and flicking them out towards that liner that we created. To me, like when I look at it, it looks like I put on like a false half, like a half lash. Oh my god, if I can speak. It looks like I put on a half lash to me because of how much more the outside is now like emphasized and pulled forward. Ah, I lost the cap. Okay, I did the liner. It was the Fenty Beauty in the shade Traced Out. I had to do it off camera just because for some reason I can't get this to sharpen. It keeps breaking and I lost the cap and the top was like dried off, so when it broke again, oh my god. I don't know. I love the color. I think I need to find a pencil that is that same color but like a different brand. I don't think Rihanna is really helping me out today. But last, it's my favorite lipstick. I have my Pat McGrath Satin Allure lipstick. It is so soft, so creamy. I love it. I've been wearing it so often. And this one is in the shade Nude Romantic 2. So I have this one, I have the shade Divine Rose, and I have the shade Veiled Rose. Oh, they're so stunning. They're all different like nude pink shades. This one's a little bit more on the nude side.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I thought about doing more of the pinks today just because like my face is very pink, but then I thought, I think that's gonna be a little bit too much. So I think the nude is what I want. I also don't ever overline my lips. I think it looks ridiculous. I'm feeling a little bit greasy, so I'm gonna go back in I stopped shaking the table with my Puff Puff Pass.
Not bad.
And just put a little bit.
Right.
Is that a sign that I shouldn't do that? I believe I can fly. Okay, we're still gonna do it. We're still gonna do it. Just very light. I think it was a sign to be very light-handed.
No.
Not a sign that I shouldn't.
Oh shit, let's go. Where are we?
And if it was a sign that I shouldn't, then my makeup is gonna look really, really bad later.
No. Well, we made it.
I did it. It looks great right now. Hopefully it continues to look great. I do think the lip was the right choice. I do. Because let me go put on my glasses and show you.
Like loop him?
Yeah, like that fits my glasses. Also, look at my clip. You see it? Used to be my mama's. She used to wear these clips all the time. And I've started wearing them. I love them. Anyway. Okay, bye.